Welcome back everyone to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is our paint through of the Joan of Arc Apocalypse miniatures. This is probably like one of many paint throughs. Again, this is another one of those massive box sets, but I'm going to switch it up a little bit this time. We're specifically going to paint the miniatures for the first scenario called the Sabbath, June 7th, 1415 near Toulouse. And we've got the Sabbath Witch, mounted skeletons, devourers, voracious demons, gargoyles, flying demons, the Archangel Raphael, angels, angelic heralds, and the Holy Relic are the main, and there's some penitents as well. Devotees and penitents. Some of these were left over from Reliquary, other ones were fresh out of the Apocalypse set. So we're going to start these out by painting through them. Quick shout out down below to our bookstore and our Patreon. I've been posting some of our gameplay schedules over on Patreon, as well as our painting schedule, so you can go check that out. I'm starting out here. I'm just hitting all the white skeletons. A lot of white in this one, so I'm going to hit up the skeletons. The skeleton horse heads on the mounted skeletons, as well as the angel and archangel wings. I'm going to give them a base coat. Not a pure white. I'm going to use something called deck tan, which it's kind of a grayish. It's kind of a grayish bluish, even a tinge of green in it. And deck tan, I like it because it's got a gray tone to it. It's white-like, and then we can hit the highlights with white afterwards. So I'm going to hit these up with that. And as you guys know, we've been playing a lot of Joan of Arc. I've moved through a lot of the Reliquary. I think there's one scenario that we might play first before the Sabbath, and that's the Child Reliquary. But actually in this St. John Apocalypse box set expansion, they actually have the Living Apocalypse campaign. So the Child is the first one from the Reliquary, and then you've got St. Michael and the Dragon, which we've played from Legendary Dragon. Then you have Sabbath from Apocalypse, Joan of Arc and the City of Angels from Super Exclusive, the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse from Apocalypse, Mark of the Beast from Apocalypse, Leviathan, and Armageddon, both from the Apocalypse. And that's where we're going to start getting into some of the other minis. And so the way I'll do this is, as we go through each of those, I'll probably break this up into just sort of like what I do with Cthulhu Death May Die, right? I'll just paint the monster of the week and the heroes of the week, sort of like that. This way I can kind of focus a little bit more on details. I know when I do the batch painting, I kind of get them tabletop standard, get a base coat on them, get a wash on them, get a clear coat, and then so I call it a day. I kind of want to spend a little bit more time on the quality of these. So yeah, this will be fun. So you can see how I've got Raphael, the Archangel Raphael, painting it with that deck tan color. And you can see it's kind of a nice tone. I'll put a wash over this, maybe like a Nuln oil or another. I'll put another wash on this, and then I'll highlight it with the white. So you can see I've got the angels here. I've got the mounted skeletons, angels in the back, and then I've also got the voracious demons and the skeletons as well. I like those. Devourers as well. The Devourers, I got the white wings on those, and they've actually got a knight that's being attacked. So those are kind of a cool mini. I'll zoom in on them later with the when we do the final walkthrough. So now I'm hitting flesh tone on some of the minis. We've got those devotees. We've got the that cool figure called the Holy Relic, which has got like a penitent, a devotee, a flag bearer, and there's the. He almost looks like a skeleton. I don't know if he's supposed to be a skeleton, like if it's a skeleton that's sitting upward. Guys, leave me a comment below if you've played this or if you know any painting guides. I don't see any painting guides to these out on YouTube, so I'm going to really catalog these, and I'll also post the individual photos over into the Board Game Geeks community, so we can start getting some interest in these minis and in this game. I had some critique when we were going through the Vlad and Dracula campaign. Somebody had left a comment that said this isn't anything about the Hundred Years' War. So what I've done is I've left some of the Hundred Years' War historically accurate campaign ones to intersperse between some of these fantastical ones. So you saw in Reliquary we had lots of gameplay with Dracula and things like that. Okay, so you can see these some of these demons. Got those painted up. The Devourers in the back row. Our skeletons. Our angels, we've got their robes painted yellow. Raphael, I've got him in gold armor with a gold sword. And we've hit some highlights on their wings. And we've got the washes in there. So yeah, they're looking good. Done washes across the skeletons. A skeleton's army, I hit them with a blue wash as opposed to the Nuln oil. Now I'm going to hit the wings of the angelic wings with highlights. So I'm going to dry brush these in and just get the outer of it without disturbing the wash. So you'll see some of the deck tan through. You'll also see the wing highlights jump out. And just doing this quickly, make the angels pop. Yeah, so this paint through is going to be for the child scenario, and it's a kind of a cool one. It says, while the moon, for the Sabbath scenario, it says, while the moon is covering the sun, a sorority of witches tries to realize their greatest plans, giving birth to the demon itself. The clergy, having heard of their scheme, gathers a group of followers to thwart the dark project, burning the unholy witches at the stake. Wow, intense. Yeah, so we've got that Sabbath witch. She's riding a broomstick. I'm going to give her red hair. I just recently painted a Song of Ice and Fire Stark army. Stark starter set was actually the Stark versus Lannister starter set, but I've given Catelyn Stark and Sansa Stark red hair, so I'm giving this Sabbath Witch the red hair as well. I'm going through these demonic figures and hitting them with some highlights, and I'm also grabbing the metallics here for the knights and for the skeletons. The skeletons have got helmets that I'm hitting with a titanium silver. They've got a piece of shoulder armor, and they've also got their sickles that you can see that I'm hitting with the titanium silver. And the mounted skeletons have got their spears, and they also have full plate on. So I'm hitting those with the titanium silver, but then I'll also hit them with some Nuln oil as a wash. And I can see some of these have been highlighted. I've got the both of these sets of demonic figures, the gargoyles, and here's our mounted skeletons. Here's our devourers. Got the figures underneath painted and washed. The skeleton army's got base painted as well. I've got our devotees base painted and waiting for a wash, and I've got our angels with their wings highlighted, and here's the holy relic. I gotta base paint that. And here you can see the red hair on the Sabbath witch. So yeah, they're coming together pretty well. It's a great set of minis, and it's not too overwhelming. I mean, it's a batch paint, but it's only about 30 plus minis here, so it's not like when I'm doing the 250 build. And I'm going to brick form on this one. I'm going to clear coat these with actually a gloss clear coat. I've decided that they look a little dull when they're matte painted, and I want them to kind of catch the light when I'm playing them on the tabletop. I still haven't bought that Lazy Susan. One of the commenters out there said I should pick up a Lazy Susan. I've ordered one cheap online, so expect the Lazy Susan on the way, so I can manage this a little better, and maybe I can use it for my hero shots at the end too. So thanks for the tip out there. I don't know why I didn't do it a year ago, but it's such an easy thing to have in the repertoire. I'm also looking for a better method of how I mount these. I'm just using double-sided tape and rotating them, but yeah. Okay, so here's the hero shots of the skeletons. Some of our demonic figures here looking good. I use the box art to kind of as the reference here. Our Archangel, Raphael, our heralds, and our angels. We've got our skeleton army. I've got tons of skeletons now, so this will be a huge skeleton army. The Holy Relic and some of the devotees with their torches. guys are cool. They're all masked and hooded. I've done them all in red. Our Sabbath Witch and our Devourers, and then final hero shot. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching, and we'll see you in the next paint through. And ring the bell and subscribe, and we'll let you know when we're going to play the Apocalypse gameplay. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.